Hi guys, what's up? And today what I have for you is a race from RaceU, the unofficial matchmaking system of Assetto Corsa. But anyways, lights out and away we go. The other guys are run on me on the inside and I will lose P1 at turn number 1. What an atrocious start coming from me, but to be honest, he has more pace and I just got lucky to be on a pole position. By the way, I forgot to mention that we are racing on Silverstone, the national layout. It's not the GP layout, so it's much more shorter, meaning shorter lap times of about 106, 107s. If you're an alien, maybe 105s, 104s. But meanwhile, going into Brooklands corner, I, I think I took it decent, just try to cut across the curves, and now have a run on him towards left field. And by the way, Paul Asher is a very fast driver. He's very consistent. Very consistent. But this time I had a run on him and I will go side by side going into the pit straight. And this is where the problem occurs. I don't know how to take this corner while I'm not on the racing line. And I was so worried about making contact that I put myself on the grass for no reason. And that ends my quest for first place. Because for the most part, I just don't have any answer to his pace. But meanwhile, let's just watch other people's races. Let's watch the guys at the back do their thing. Going into turn one, very civilized, something that is very new. Nobody's killing each other. Total respect to personal space. But going into maggots, this guy decided to go for a pass on the grass, but instead he sent himself to the shadow realm. Going into the Wellington Straight, right? Going into the Wellington Straight, this guy might be blind as he tried to slot into the racing line, but instead he pit maneuvered himself and also taking out Eric E along the process. So, very unfortunate for Eric E and this guy. I don't know his name. And people are going off left, right, and center here. And, but still, Eric E managed to regain his position over this guy as this guy goes into the pits to repair his car. But in my opinion, it's useless. You'd rather be quitting because the race is only 15 minutes long, and by the time you get out of the pits fixing your car, you are already a lap down against the leaders and maybe also the guys at the back. So he he basically pitted for nothing here. He fixed nothing and just stopped and then went on with his business. Maybe he's new. Maybe this guy doesn't know what he's doing, but then again, everybody has to start somewhere. Moving on, again, I apologize if I don't know this guy's name. Let's just call him the red car. Going into turn one, the other guy is much more faster than him. And a lap tap from behind. Fortunately, it didn't spun out. Now into the S as we go. He is still under pressure from the guy behind. Now into the S's and he went too deep into the corner here. And now the other guy has the overspeed on him. Now he will try for a squeeze, but the Brit is having none of it. Another contact and the Brit has made it past this red car. So yeah, I think he squeezed him a bit too hard there. He made him go onto the grass. But I mean, it's nonsensical. It's useless to waste time on another guy that's way faster than you. You'd rather let him go. And now going to the pit straight, he's under pressure again from his teammate. And they made contact and he sent himself into the Shadow Realm. I, he should have given him more space, in my opinion. Or maybe he doesn't have Helicorsa. So, meanwhile, we're just going to take a step back again and rewatch what happened on that incident. So, again, going into the pit straight, two guys going side by side, and then bam, he crashed straight into the wall, and his teammate is now well into turn one. But Mr. Eric E is chasing him at a rate of knots. Is significantly faster because the guy in front is getting bigger and bigger going into the SS, and he had a moment going into the SS. Is so slow going into this main straight, and now Mr. Eric E is about to take his position here. He has the overspeed. Now will he commit like the racing driver like he is? And yes, he did. The other guy gave up. I think he must have went in too deep, and yes, he did. He went too deep into that corner. Now will the other guy fight back? No, he does not. So Eric E will gain a position there. So after getting a huge shunt from the previous sequences, Eric E is now making his way up the field. He's really resilient as a racing driver. Even though he had that big collision on the straight, he's still managing to be fast and be quick. So, but now we're going to just move to the second to the last lap, and now we are on the perspective of Mr. Giorgio Covato. Yes, I hope I read that right. So now, going to the Wellington straight, Mr. Eric E is in front under pressure from Mr. Covato. Um, of course, he will not make a move here. He's just way too far ahead. But if he can just string this corners right, he might get a run on him. And I believe you shouldn't be tapping the brakes on left field. I think just wait and ease off the throttle and wait for the tires to grip up, then accelerate instead of braking, because it kind of, for me, it kind of breaks the momentum. Now going to turn one again. What I do there is I just don't brake. I just shift down, ease off the throttle a little bit, then back on the throttle as early as possible. Now going to maggots. Ooh, I think he went in too deep there, but he is getting closer to Mr. Eric E into the Wellington straight again. This is a very short lap. Again, they are lapping at the 106 or maybe on the 107. And yeah, so far so good racing. The racing in RaceU is 1,000 times better than public servers. Like, sure, there are some times that the servers are barren, but the quality of races are just top notch. It's that creme de la creme of all servers. And apparently, going to the pit straight, it looks like Eric E will claim P3 while Mr. Cobato will have P4. Meanwhile, there are still racing going on in the back end of the grid as Leandro had a moment out of the exit of Maggots and now into the Wellington straight. Would he be able to hold on to the lead at the last lap of the race? We'll see. Going into Brooklands corner again. And oh my gosh, he's so slow. It's like Timo Glock in Brazil. And now his teammate's gonna cut across down the inside and bam! Again another contact. No prisoners taken. Even teammates are getting killed at the back end of the grid. So after that collision, Mr. Nicolas Conde, the Spaniard, will take P8 while his counterpart will take P9. So now let's again rewatch what happened there. So going again into the Wellington straight. I just want to see if he really tried to make contact in deliberately against Mr. Leandro. No. Going into Brooklyn's corner again, he's like Timo Glock in Brazil 2007. He tried to cut across down the inside, and I think he should have given Mr. Nicolas more space. I mean, if I were to give a verdict, I would rate it as a racing incident because Mr. Conde tried his best to not make contact, but Mr. Leandro just turned in on him. So, yeah, just it was just a racing incident. So finally, to wrap things up, this is the results. I was P2 all throughout. It was of course a boring race for me. I wasn't quick enough to chase the leader. At the same time, I lost the lead at turn one, and at the same time, the guys at the back were just having quite a tussle, and lots of contact were made behind me, and that's why Eric, you weren't able to caught me. So yeah, overall, it was a good race for me. Okay, I got podium. At the same time, it was an exciting race from the midfield down to the back end of the field. Everybody was fighting left, right, and center. I hope I was part of that, but unfortunately, I was breathing too clean air. So yeah, overall, RaceU, I would highly recommend this platform. It's miles ahead from the public servers because they penalize people who are racing with extra chromosomes. Like if you try to do something stupid, some and people might report you for it and you will get penalized. So once again, guys, try RaceU. It's the best thing to happen in Assetto Corsa right now, and that's it for me. That's the end of the video. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and signing out.